Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Simple Stories Saturday, where we'll all be using our simple stories to create a layout. And it is also Christmas in June, so I'll be using a Christmas collection from Simple Stories. Plus, it is the best of 30 days of sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life, so I will be using a sketch. This is a sketch that we'll be using today, and it is by Page Maps, and it has a unicorn. I will have a Santa Claus because I am doing a Christmas layout. These are the 4 photos that I have to scrap, and there's the sketch, and I'm going to use this film strip die from Sizzix. And I've shown there, I fussy cut a bunch of flowers out, and I cut the white off of everything else. And the thin ephemera, I mounted it on cardstock. And this is where I'm going to put the max media on. And this is bundled sage distress ink. I don't think it's oxide. I think it's just regular distress ink. I've got I've got some in both oxide and regular. It's hard to keep track, but I think this one is the regular. And then because it was still lighter than I wanted, and I want a variation, I added some peeled paint to it. So the peeled paint is the darker one areas. Everything else is the lighter areas. And I'm going to do some dripping. So I added some water to the peeled paint, and I'm just going to sprinkle it across there. I will end up doing a little more later because I forgot about the paper that's on the top, and I wanted it to match, of course. So I will have to add some to the paper I'm going to put on the top of it. This is that film strip die, and I used one of the papers that had green with little tiny red polka dots on there. And I'm just going to cut the frame part off so I have the sides and make my own frame area. I will decide to go ahead and mount it on cardstock so that it'll be easier to do, but all you'll see is the green parts. And one good thing about a steel rule die, they'll cut 3 at one time. So I only had to do 1 cut and I was done with this. But of course, I'm doing some customizing on my photos here, so it will take me a little bit longer than it really be considered done. I cut my photos, well, a little smaller than the size it says on there. They're not quite 3.5 inches across, but I still feel like they took up more area. I don't know. It could be my film strip thing because it is wider. It could be that. But yeah, it says like 2.5 by 3.5 or something like that. And I know one of mine was a little bit shorter because I didn't measure them. Oh, here I decided to add this buffalo plaid to the bottom of this. And of course, it's not 12 inches. Most of them aren't. I'm really surprised when one is, but there's always some way to cover it up. And generally, it's my pictures that's going to cover it up. I put it down there and I thought, I need a little bit more. So I am adding another strip of that polka dot paper there and just lay my pictures down in that empty spot and nobody will even know it's there. I considered putting my photo strip on foam tape. And I changed my mind pretty quick because I thought I'm going to have a scene down there in the bottom right hand corner. That's why I didn't want any of the papers. The only other paper I had was the same for a light look, was that snowflake there. And I had wanted it up at the top. So I ended up doing the mixed media instead because of that. There is a little date tab on the paper. I took mine all the way to the top and there's a square in the middle, but I knew I wanted to use the whole paper. Anyway, I hooked a stocking to it, and I've only got that poinsettia on the right hand side, but at the end, in the photos, there will be another one because when I put some splatter on at the last minute, there's a big streak there and I had to cover it up. I I'm repeating the buffalo plaid that's up there down in the bottom with a pretty thin banner, and it's not going to go all the way across. I didn't want to just cut a piece and have it go all the way across, because I did consider it, because I could have used this one by clipping it apart and it would have been long enough. But I wanted just, part way across there. And I fussy cut these trees out of one of the cut aparts that was on the cut apart sheet. That really sounds smart, don't it? But yeah, I fussy cut them out, and I'm going to put them right on my banner here. And then I'm going to put the Santa in the middle. And that's going to be my scene. I am going to add my title in that area, but right now, I wasn't sure what my title was going to be. I kept thinking about it, and I considered Jingle All the Way, but once I put it on there, it just did not look big enough. So I am going to get it cut, do a die cut, cut out a die cut. I wanted to put a few poinsettia clusters around the page. That's why I have all those poinsettias cut out. But I wasn't sure quite how I was going to do it. I first planned on those gifts being there with Santa, but then I picked out the trees and I thought, man, they're humongous to be sitting in front of the trees. The trees would look all right behind Santa because they were close to his size and in the background. But the trees, the presents, they look big. So since they're already cut out, they made it into one of my clusters. While I'm putting my clusters on there, I want to mention that down there below you'll find the links to literally everybody. You will find the links for the Simple Story Saturday that Joanne Bartell hosts at once a month, the last Saturday of every month. And then you'll find links for Christmas in June, hence my Christmas um, collection that I'm using today, and their links will all be down there. Then you'll find the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches for Christy's Beautiful Life. So, yeah, all those work together. I love it when there's more than one challenge to do. Of course, these weren't like a recipe challenge. Recipe challenge are definitely a favorite of mine. Here's that one that's Jingle All the Way. And I am going to put it on there, and I'm just going to keep looking at the layout and thinking, oh, that's just not enough. I need more. I need bigger for my title. I had all that big empty space right above my little scene there. So yeah, I will end up putting the title there. Not that I'll be taking the Jingle All the Way off of my layout. It is going to stay. And let's see if there's anything else I'm going to do before I do my title. No, I think that's it. I think my title. Oh, yeah. I am going to put a little phrase down there. I forgot about that. And it says, may your days be merry and bright. I have the light on in here. I had to look twice. Um, and it's just going to go right down there in that corner because I wanted something else. And it wasn't showing up very good right in the middle of my banner, so I moved it down a little bit. And that die is an old one from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's for cards, and it covers the whole front of your cards so that you don't have to put much on that card. The title of your card for Christmas will be all you need. But it works awesome. I think there were 6 in the package. All 6 work awesome on a layout. And I just used the buffalo plaid to cut it out. And I'm going to, since I still have fussy cut flowers laying over there, I am going to add one to the little tail on the Y, nestle it in there. Y'all know I like nestling. So yeah, I'm going to nestle it in there. And I noticed there was 3 more leaves over there. I could throw them on there. So yeah, the holly leaves made it on there. And this is where I said I need some more splatter up there at the top because there isn't any. And I am not sure when that streak gets on there because, see, I don't see it there now, but when I go take the photo on the hill of the stocking, there's a streak about, well, all the way up past that banner or right around that banner. And I just wanted to get rid of it. So I put one more flower right there. But that's it. That's my layout. And you can tell I had the inspiration of the sketch that's up there. Only I went just a little bit bigger and wider. And isn't that a pretty collection, the Simple Stories one? It has some gorgeous papers in there. I had a hard time deciding which ones I wanted to use. There was one with some holly and berries and stuff, and I think maybe some mistletoe. I was really tempted to use it. So I had a hard time. And there's my gifts that made it on the layout because they were too big for those trees and ended up in a cluster instead. And we're decking the halls because Reagan is, oh, my pictures, those pictures are of Reagan. And we were working an unreal amount of overtime right before Christmas. And I did not get my tree up as usual. This one is one that would go in the back, in the bathroom, in the hallway, because it's got a big counter and it could sit on the counter. Well, it ended up being Christmas Eve before it got decorated, and the girls decorated it. And then pictures of her open her presents, and she's not too happy about the DVD until she finds the DVD player because she knew she didn't have anything to play it on. And she said, oh, I didn't know how to tell you I couldn't play it. I said, your face said it all. Oh, and the reason I decided to use joy for the title is because it looked like Santa was jumping for joy. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. And thank you all very much for watching my video today. I appreciate that also. But have fun checking out all the other videos and have a happy scrappy week. Bye.